We're ready to catch up with JonnyGo Figure. Welcome back to the Mundo Reggae Show. Channels everywhere.
Shal, big up yourself, Miss Lulu. It's been so long, so it's
It's,
great to catch up.
it's been a long time. I'm so happy to start these catch-ups with the crucial youth, not as youth as the last time we see him on the show or around the screen of Miss Lulu social media. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here and get to talk. You've been busy for 4 years. We haven't catch up.
Yeah, I know. A lot has happened. The world stopped, but I didn't stop. I still working on stuff. And I'm grateful that I was able to release something new, like after the whole madness was over. So I'm feeling real good.
Literally, physically, the world stop, but artists, real artists like Johnny Go never stop. I have here the Unemployment Not Easy, which remind us a lot to those days when the world stopped. I have around here Road to Far Eye. I have some more records here, including your new album, Crucial Moods. We have to catch up. Should we talk a little bit from where we led it?
Yeah,
Tijuana vibes.
whatever's fun for you, whatever you want to start with, I'm down.
We were celebrating the 12-year anniversary of the Mundo Reggae radio show a few years ago in Tijuana with JonnyGo Figure live and direct. And few days after that, we get to link up with him with Low Venbach from Venbach's Records, the house level from Johnny Go. And since then, a lot has happened in the world and, of course, on his career. Releases after releases, there's a new album to catch up. In 4 years after Tijuana, what is the most like present memory you have after crossing the border back to the States?
Um, well, that was my first time in Tijuana. That was actually my first time in Mexico.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and I was grateful to have done that with my big bro, Father German,
Big up
um,
to Father German to the sky.
all the time, all day, every day. Um, yeah, that was our first time like going to the border. We was like, this is some craziness, but it was fun. Shout out to Selective Far Eyes. Shout out to Job Memphis. They definitely they came through with me as well. Um, who else, man? There was so many people there, man.
Everybody in San Diego, Raston and all the crew from San Diego, big up to them.
Yeah, it was a vibe, man. It was definitely a vibe. I had so much fun. What's funny? Tijuana kind of reminds me of like there's an area in Brooklyn called Bushwick, and Bushwick is definitely like it's a heavy Latin community there. It's a predominantly Puerto Rican, Mexican.
Right.
It's very Venezuelan, Colombian. It's Latin heavy in Bushwick, and it's gritty, but it's vibes. Like that's the thing. Bushwick is gritty, like gritty, and that's what like that's the vibe I was getting from Tijuana. I was like, yo, this is some ragamuffin business, yo.
Real ragamuffin city,
Real
Tijuana
ragamuffin.
city. Everybody welcome to go visit Tijuana, my city, eat some tacos. How's the food in that area of Brooklyn? Since there's a lot of Latin, how's the Mexican food around there?
Yeah, but I always say this. I'm one of the fortunate ones to have been able to experience Mexican food on the West Coast. And my whole like I have this whole principle is like I could go other places and other cities and try pizza, but like nothing is messing with New York pizza. I feel like New York is king when it comes to pizza. I feel like the West Coast, especially like California, is king when it comes to Mexican food. Like you have taco trucks out here, you have, the street style stuff, and it's good, but like since I've experienced the food on the West Coast, I'm like, it's not messing with my peoples on the West side. They're like, y'all are superior when it comes to that. But the food, the street food here is very good. The Spanish food here is dope. The Dominican food, you know, is lovely. Love it. You also have some. There's a restaurant in Bushwick, where shout out to my boy Cyril because he also does like a reggae Tuesday there every Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
A spot called Santa Salsa is a Venezuelan street food spot. They got really good food there. They even got some vegan selections for the Italis and thing. It's a nice vibe. It's a very small bar, but it's little, but it's Talawa. You know what I mean?
Plus, you went to Tijuana. You also went to Jalisco. You went to Guadalajara. You get to experience a little taste of the sound system scene in Mexico after that visit. Remember how was that?
Oh man. So shout out to Ja Fabio. Got big him up. Shout out to Hermanda Rasta. I got to Mexico City first.
Oh yeah, right. You went to Cultural Roots.
Cultural Roots, yeah. That was a vibe too. I was like, you know what it is like being from here. Like you get spoiled because like there's so much things to do within like the scene of like reggae. Like in this community in New York, like it's a nice, well-rounded community where it's like you could get into anything in New York City. So for me to go outside of New York and see how other like cities get down, especially like outside of the States, like the love y'all have for the music in Mexico is like it's very heartwarming. Like because I feel it for me sometimes like because New York City is such a big city, like sometimes I feel alone when it comes to like having so much passion for the music that it's not too many people I can relate to, even though there's a scene. So when I go to other cities, especially in Mexico, like, and they all feel the same way that I do, and then it was so much love at Cultural Roots, like so much love. I loved the artwork. I loved how it was set up. It was beautiful. Like it was very beautiful. They didn't understand a word I was saying, but they were vibing and they knew the words of like vinyl love and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I'm like it's crazy, and it's like you know, women coming up to me like, oh, what do they call me?
Cantante, that singer.
Yeah, it's like mucho bueno cantante, like you know all that, and then hugging him, and they're like, oh no, beso. I was like, oh okay, I'm love out here. All right.
Shout out to Ras Levy and all the artists that contributed to those pieces, amazing pieces and cultural roots. Is the big church, the cathedral we call it in Mexico City. You went to King Yanga Sound in Jalisco.
Yeah.
3 cities. I'm here saying hi now from Honolulu, Hawaii, a place in the world that waits patiently but anxiously for JonnyGo Figure.
I'm like, when is it going to happen? Like, when is it going to happen? It could have happened the last time I was when I was in California, around the time I did the joint in TJ. It could have happened, but I was like, oh man, I had to get back to New York. But I am like anxiously waiting to make moves over there. I wanna take in the Hawaii vibes so bad. Like the love that y'all show, like for me, it's crazy. Like it's insane.
The love that your tunes get when I have been here, it just shows me. Nobody has told me, but that's what I say. People is been waiting patiently and anxiously for JonnyGo. From the first tunes to the new tunes, people know the lyrics, people know the music. They get love for Ben Bax Records, they get love for JonnyGo. So I'm sure that's gonna be whenever the time is right, which I hope is this 2023 for sure.
I'm manifesting it like it has to happen.
Gotta come present the crucial moods for sure, and you're behind, so gotta present also your first album. I'm not bragging about. I'm just a big fan of Johnny Go, and I've been behind. I have lost some of the singles, but I've been trying to catch up with you. That's what I say. You've been busy, boy, because a lot of your music is being sold out, including your new album. What is been a month of the release?
Yeah, like it was like a little shorter than that. It was probably like two weeks in. It was already like sold out. It's just like insane. He kind of anticipated it because of the the um the reaction to Showcase. So it's been like 3 years since Showcase. So we're like, okay, we drop something new, it's gonna go pretty quick. So I was like kind of like telling people like, please, like order it, pre-order it, get it, because it's gonna sell out. It's gonna sell out, and it sold out in 2 weeks, and I'm grateful.
We see a growing not only on the backings but on the main vocals, on the rhythms, also on the level you anticipated it. I'm sure you guys were ready for another sold out, but tell me, how was the process of this what second album officially?
Well, right after we got back from California in 2019, we kind of like we were doing so much with Showcase. Like we were in the process of like repressing it again with the dubs and thing like that. And but he also was like, all right, while we're doing that, we also need to start like figuring out what we're gonna do for this second project. And me and him would brainstorm, and he would like play me a bunch of new rhythms. I think the first rhythm he played me was the worldwide rhythm, and we were brainstorming in the studio. But at that time, we were just writing, and this was like late 2019. We were just writing, so um, we told ourselves, all right, early 2020, we're gonna start recording. We're gonna get the recording on and popping. And then the pandemic happened, and it kind of just slowed things down, and then more unfortunate things start to happen. And yeah, so because of that, it kind of just put the situation on pause. And it was a lot of things that was supposed to happen in 2020. I was actually originally supposed to do Dub Camp in 2020,
Right.
and once again that got mashed up. All my plans got mashed up in 2020. Like it was bad. It was really bad, and I think because of how dark the pandemic was for me, build the narrative of how this project was going to sound. Because if you listen to Showcase, even though I'm singing about some real things on Showcase, Showcase is much lighter than Moods. I feel like Moods is a little bit more personal, a little bit more darker, and it was really personal on this one. Um, Especially after losing German, like where my mind was at was just like, okay, it's going to be a not depressing, but it's just going to be it's going to be real things I'm talking about. Even with Selassie son, there's a line that I said, we get murdered by the plague and also by Babylon. The plague being, COVID. And there was a lot of like people dying from the hands of the police. You know what I'm saying? George Floyd and, all like people were dying, it was Breonna Taylor. It was very bad in America, and I'm pretty sure all over the world during that time. But police brutality was crazy in 2020, and I remember being in the streets protesting, and like I'm really about like what I sing, and that's why songs like No Officer were able to comprise. Because originally when I heard the rhythm for No Officer, it was just gonna be like some braggadocio, like kind of we all could kill a song type thing, but that's not where my mind was at. Like my mind was more on like social issues was going on in our society right now, and that's why I was able to come up with No Officer. And then the joint for German obviously was I had to close it out with that. Hey, long time me sitting up on this really and just a pray. Try for write and lyrics, but I man couldn't feel a thing. So me go when I me message off if your energy. Now me live forget this one, you're strictly to your memory. Falling Star was probably the last tune that I worked on for that project. and it's not really about me. Like it's not like a personal like thing like that was definitely about me. You know, I was going through a breakup. Like I was going through a breakup when I wrote that song. But Falling Star was just kind of like everybody wants to be in an ideal relationship where they don't really have to worry about, you know, their significant other, you know, mistreating them or causing them any harm. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do get in that situation. And, you know, you on the outside looking in, sometimes like you wish that you could kind of save a person from that situation. You know, so that's pretty much like what Fallen Star was about. Like being attracted to a girl that's in a situation that she doesn't want to be in, and you kind of want to be like a knight in shining armor and just like catch her while she's falling from the sky, you know, like the star that she is, you know. So that's what Falling Star was about. But yeah, Crucial Moves is definitely it was definitely more serious, more I don't want to say I guess mature, but like you know
It
dark.
is mature. Like I'm gonna say it. It is more mature in all formats and all sense of the word. Is it? It is more mature.
Yeah, I mean, well, when I wrote Showcase, man, I was shoot, I wasn't even 30 yet. I was probably like 28,
Yeah,
28.
let's catch up. I'm sure there's a distracted soul around that is just hearing about Johnny Go. If you don't know, we're talking about his first album, Showcase, what his first album, not his first release. You can catch up the real history on the first interview with the Mundo Reggae.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was a more introducing Johnny Go history, the backgrounds of Johnny and his growing. That's how I see the first Showcase. Then he came back with a repress with that one song after the breakup that came with the love side of Johnny, and now we have a new album,
yeah,
almost the same style. First, the new album we're talking about, we got the cut of the Worldwide, which
yeah.
I was really and truly happy to hear that tune, because you actually mentioning in that those days in Tijuana and how we skank up crazy. And if I ever hear somebody say something different, and please remind me, like Alvaro, see, everybody that comes to Tijuana and gets into a stage makes a comment about how Tijuana skanks weird and crazy.
I have a lasting impression. That's what it is. Like you know, once it's like it's like you can't forget about it once you visit. Like you know, I've seen a lot of good things. Also seen a lot of dark things, but like Tijuana to me, like they had the vibes of it. And I remember like performing with you and like the reception and how people were vibing. Like that was like I will never forget that. And I've seen people were into it. And the one thing that I do realize about like the crowd in Mexico in general is that like, you know, I used to think like when I first started performing, I just seen people watching. I was just like, okay, do they like me or you know? But they like taking in the vibes, you know, and then eventually they get into it. And you know, so yeah, I was skanking crazy. I had to mention that. I had to mention that in Worldwide. Had to. Had to.
Worldwide, where you shared the reading with Tristan Palmer, that was right before the real release of these Crucial Moods, full of moods, a more mature Johnny Go on lyrics, on voice too. Like I was really impressed with the Falling Star backing vocals. Like I run to tell Gombi here, like, Pac, you gotta listen to the new Johnny. We gotta order already.
I originally didn't want to do that song. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Get out of here.
I didn't. I didn't want to do that song because I don't know. It was like Low played the rhythm in the studio by mistake, and I was like, okay, kind of like this. And he originally like wanted it to be like a rock steady type thing, but to me it was just Lovers Rock, like straight up Lovers Rock, and I love Lovers Rock, and I'm like, you know, we did thing like that the last one. I might as well do like, you know. Well, I ain't gonna sing about my life. Like I might as well I'll come up with a story or something. But yeah, Falling Star for me, I'm very when it comes to harmonies, I'm very serious about my harmonies. Like most of my songs, at least the singing songs, have harmonies in it. Like Nati Take Over, Selassie Son, Revolutionary Youth. most of the Road to Far Right, most of the joints that I've done, Alpha and Omega, most of the joints I've done have harmonies in it. So if I'm gonna do like a lovers rock song, like the harmonies got to be on point. The harmonies have to be on. I spend more time doing the harmonies than the actual like main vocal.
Nice.
And like sometimes like I hear it and I'm just like, like I don't always like appreciate the sound of like my singing voice all the time. So I'm like, And there's always things like, oh man, I could have did that better. I could have did this better. But the reception that I was getting from everybody, like, yo, that Falling Star tune is, I'm like, word, okay. And now I'm actually working on like a 4-track Lovers Rock EP that I'm producing on my own, and I'm gonna be dropping soon. Yeah.
That's a nice exclusive. Shout out to Law for playing accidentally in the rhythm, and big up to you for being able to express the talent in many ways. That is one non-personal tune out of 5 tunes with the dub versions on the side B of this 12-inch, that if you're willing to pay more than what it was initially, you may found it someday somewhere.
Yeah.
Sold out straight from the level is JonnyGo Figure, catching up with the Mundo Reggae show. Feeling now being so worldwide? I remember talking about this, like having this conversation a few years, telling you like, get ready, it's gonna happen like this, like you in a good speed.
Yeah. First off, before I even answer that question, I got to big up Green and Fresh for the rhythms. Like they definitely held it down with the rhythms. Like I love those dudes. I love what they bring to help me release the creativity I have within me. So big up Green and Fresh, big up Be Fresh. He's the one that mixed the dubs and everything. Big up No, he mastered the projects. He mastered both of my projects. So I got to big up the team. As far as the question, I still feel like it's mad work to do. Like it's a lot of work to do. I am grateful for what I've been able to accomplish. You know, going to places like France, going to places like Mexico, even I went to Australia at the end of 2019. Going to all these places and just spreading the crucial vibes, especially in California. Like they showed mad love in San Diego, like mad love. LA too was able to do the dub club. It's crazy, like, cause like for me, I see all these and I acknowledge all of these, but I'm like, there's still so much work to be done. And at this point, I'm just like in the mindset of, all right, I just gotta do more, because I still haven't touched Y yet.
You're gonna touch down, you're gonna finish those recordings pending too. I'm sure that's gonna happen. We just saying it, throwing it to the universe, so the universe provides back. And next interview is gonna be, you're gonna be in this room, we're gonna be playing records. How's that?
Yes, I am down. I'm down for that, yo. They're gonna be like, set it up, because I'm down. Definitely down.
Everybody around is down for that, so you better bring some sevens with you so we can share the tables here too, not only the microphone.
You know I carry heat. You know I got the heat. So.
Yes, please. You have that side too. You've been busy DJing around New York during this release, pre-release, post-release, and tell the people if they're around New York, where can they sign up your crew? There's part of your crew, which is Dub Stuy, that is releasing a documentary.
Yes.
By this time we're talking, is already out. By the time people is watching this interview, the documentary is gonna be out. So maybe you wanna catch up with the people in the world and invite them to New York to enjoy the sessions.
For those who do not know, I am a part of a sound called Dub Stuy. It's a sound from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, New York. spearheaded by my brethren, Quack Fam. Everybody knows him as Q Master. Low from Ben Bax, he's also part of the crew. Got a shout out Audio Fields, got a shout out Hillam Bundum, got a shout out Etika, the whole Dub Stuy crew, my family. Um, we we're serious about sound system. We take our sound system very seriously, and we provide it for the community. And this is what the documentary is about. The documentary is called The Sound of Bed-Stuy, and it's about pretty much what we do for the community and what we bring to sound system culture for New York. Because to be honest with you, I don't think that sound system in America in general gets spoken about too much. You know, it gets spoken about a lot in Europe and, you know, Latin America. Everybody's building their sounds and things like that. But we're getting busy here too in America. You know, you have Beatdown in Chicago, you have Pomegranate and Dumdea in Colorado. You know, you got a few. You got what is it? Dub Siren in LA. You got a few of us who are doing the thing in North America, and you know, you got us, you know, representing Brooklyn, New York. You got a few of us representing Brooklyn, New York. Shout out Chanta, shout out Next Generation. All my New York sound builders. Big up, big up. But the documentary follows us and like pretty much, you know, what we do for the community, why we do the things we do for the community. Because I feel like community is very important, especially when you want to bring people together, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that's been going on post-pandemic that, you know, people are very uneasy. So you kind of need a medium that could pretty much calm the people. And the one common thing that people love, I haven't met one person on this earth in my years of living that does not like music. So you provide the music brings people together, you know what I'm saying? And you provide the sound for the people, they will come out, you know. And so it follows us as we prepare for a session in this park in Bed-Stuy called Von King Park. And yeah, it's not a long documentary, but it's a very once again, it's local, but it's Talawa, you know. It's an impactful documentary, and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of the team. And yeah, man, we got a lot of things lined up this year. We were actually had a meeting like about 2 days ago about all the stuff that we're doing this year, all the people that we're bringing out. I don't want to say anything too much, kind of, but yeah, man. I don't know. Like I kind of have some news. I might tell you like when this is not recorded, but news. But yeah, I don't know if Lo wants me to leak it yet, but yeah.
Okay, I'm sure Lo's gonna be fine. Don't worry, even if he's recording. Lo sent me a message like, "Oh, tell Johnny he can say whatever."
You're lying.
Of course I'm lying. I just like exclusive news, but
just check in with me on my Instagram, JonnyGo Figure, right. JonnyGofigure. You'll see all the things that I'm doing with Dub Stuy. You'll see all the things that I'm doing solo dolo. Yeah, man.
Talking about Dub Stuy, there's a real answer comeback with Johnny, Senor Wilson, and Luciano with Mikey General, with Johnny and the crew in there, and I'm sure he's gonna be talking sounding in this documentary. Tell the people where they gonna be able to find this documentary to catch up with the history.
It's definitely gonna be on YouTube. You can also check Dub Stuy's YouTube, check dubstuy.com. Big up resident advisory. Big up resident advisory. They're helping us launch the documentary as well. Big up Smirnoff for sponsoring. Big up Step Studio for producing the documentary. Definitely tune into the Dub Stuy YouTube. You can also check in on our Instagram page, which is @DubStuy, simple. I'll also have it on my page, JonnyGo Figure. So there'll be plenty of places. And if you're in New York, all my New York people, well, we are doing a live screening on the 21st of January of this documentary, which is The Sound of Bed-Stuy. We're doing it at a spot called the Tip Top Lounge in Bed-Stuy. That is from 9 to 2. We do a thing like once a month called the Hi-Fi Social Club, which once again is very community based. It's not outdoors, an indoor thing that we usually do in the colder months. So people could still get the vibes that the zone vibes from us. We have our big schools, but we also have the mini rig that we bring out to Tip Top. It's gonna be a dope vibe. Tip Top Lounge in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. That is 432 Franklin Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. 11238. Pass through. It's free. You got food. You got to pay for the drinks. We're going to watch the documentary, and then we're going to play music after. It's going to be a lovely, lovely event. Once again, big up my Dub Stuy family. Love in the house.
Sounds lovely, sounds epic. If you are around Brooklyn, please go and send me some videos and send me some footage of the night because I'm here.
Time out. When are you coming to Brooklyn?
Whoa, that should happen. I'm gonna say it, universe. That should happen this year.
Yeah, we gotta. If I'm forwarding to Honolulu, you gotta forward to my end.
We gotta exchange.
I already forward to TJ, so you gotta forward to my end. You gotta forward to
Fair enough.
The vibes. We gotta bring Lulu out here, man. Lulu out here.
Well, as soon as I can travel out of Hawaii, I'm sure I'm gonna be visiting the area. Big up JD and all the crew that listens the show from there and catch up with the freshest music around the world through the Mundo Reggae show.
Yeah.
Up to you, Johnny, for always being the friend of the Mundo Reggae. We love your music in the show, in the crew, and we also love to catch up straight and direct with the artists to let the people know more about them. We know the music, we know what we see in social media, but it's nice to let the people get personal with the artists they love.
Lou, I have mad love for you. You're one of the first people who was showing me love, like showing my music love, and you didn't have to, So I definitely appreciate everything you have done for reggae music, for your lovely city of Tijuana, for the world, and for like exposing the crew and everybody to what I do musically. I'm forever grateful for that. So thank you. And we gotta get you in New York.
It's the love I have for reggae music that let me see. So I did have to show love for your music, for Low Bembak, for all the Bembaks musicians and team. And big up to all the crew. Big up to all the labels that have put out Johnny Go music, because all of them have been part of the Mundo Reggae either before or after, but they are part of the family of the Mundo Reggae show.
Love. It's love all the time. And more new music forwarding very soon. More new music forwarding. I got a tune dropping 420 with Channel Tubes for all my herbalists. I'm also working on
that you can pre-order already, right?
The pre-order not yet. We will be making an announcement in late February, March. We'll make that announcement. Also, I'm working on some new stuff with Black Temple. Big up Maddie, big up Legal Shot, the whole crew and Renz. Working on a bunch of new stuff. Once again, I have a EP that I'm producing, a 4-track EP that I'm producing that's going to be forwarding very soon. So yeah, new music by Crucial, definitely.
We catch up soon. Johnny Go, welcome all the time to the Mundo Reggae show.
Love Crucial.